It was nice to see Adley get on base a couple times. Even though I know he was hitless, still working the count, drawing walks. I think it was nice to.
Adley just seems like, and I've seen people in the chat talk about, listen, Adley's got that confidence about him back. And it's not just in his swing, but it's his approach at the plate. He's confident in his takes. Last year, the whole running joke is you can throw a fastball down the middle to Adley anytime. He's going to take it for strike one. At sometimes last year, it felt like he was begging for a walk. It wasn't that he was taking it because he thought it was a ball. It was, I just am hoping he calls it a ball. It felt like he didn't have as much trust in himself. I think he was injured. I think that hindered his confidence. He was trying to battle back from everything. But, man, Adley's got this swagger back, his confidence back, where you watch him at the plate, he's taking balls an inch off the corner, an inch below the zone, and he's taking them with confidence. He's not even considering that it could be a strike. The one walk, literally, boom, boom, toss it, let's go to first, down low. He's got what we loved about Adley back. The fact that he knows the strike zone. He'll work at bats. He's going to make you work for every single strike. And that's where it really comes, I guess, back to his confidence is he feels like he's got that. He feels like he knows the zone again. He's got that. Baseball's so mental. So for Adley to kind of get back in that groove and especially start the season like he has yesterday with those 2 home runs, I think this is if we've been screaming it from the mountaintops all off season. If you haven't yet, buy your Adley stock now. I'm glad our biggest fan has tuned in.
Fan of the show, Ryan Ripken. Sometimes we let him come on here just because we know he loves the show so much. So that's why. But going back to Adley and kind of piggybacking off of your baseball, there's such a mental side to it in sports in general. I mean, it's something that I talked about yesterday after the win is when you get into a slump like Adley did in the second half of the season last year, slumps are slumps, right? You navigate them differently. Every player navigates them differently, but sometimes they're just so hard to get out of because one thing spirals into the next thing, and then you start losing confidence in yourself. And sometimes you just need a reset. The slump went on for so long with Adley. People were wondering, like, oh, is there an injury that's going on? Is something distracting him? Like, what is the reason behind this? Because this is not the Adley we had seen for so many years before the second half of last season. I just think the reset was needed for him. And now you're right. He's playing with the confidence. He's playing with the swagger. And he just looks, and it feels to me like he's just himself again. And we know that this Orioles lineup is at their best when Adley Rutschman is Adley Rutschman, because you slot him into that 2-hole right in the middle of whether it's Gunnar and Westy or Gunnar and Cowser or Cowser and O'Hearn, whatever the lineup is, you get Adley in that 2 spot. He's going to do a lot for you if he is himself. And it feels like that's what he is right now.
It does. And it's so great to just see him look like Adley again. Like, it's weird to, it feels like a cop-out when you're like, oh, Adley looks like Adley again. But if you've watched him throughout his career, the second half last year that wasn't Adley Rutschman. So it's great to see him back.